Hi everyone, I'm Laura and this is Go Simply. Today I have another indoor walking workout for you, which I just love. They're such great workouts. And we're going to mix it up, so we're going to do our 30 seconds of indoor walking with a body weight upper body workout. So it is strength. We're going to be down on the ground for all of the upper body stuff with push-ups and tricep dips and things like that. So it is definitely going to be challenging. And then we'll have that walking in between to keep up our cardio. I'm going to start you off with a sort of freestyle warm-up, and then we'll get into the workout, and I'll do a little bit of a cool down at the end. So grab your shoes and let's get started. Okay, for our warm-up here, we're just going to start with a little bit of an overhead reach. You can just sort of tap side to side as you do it and bend a little bit to each side. Just get a little bit of movement, and then you can change that to one arm, make it a little bit more movement. So you don't need any equipment for today's workout, but I promise you it is going to be challenging. Now we're going to go across. I suppose if your floor is really hard, you may want a mat for when we get down on the ground. Okay, and now we're going to go down to the ground. You might want to slow it down a little bit if you want. But we're going to keep our heart rate up. We're going to get that upper body working. And we're going to have a great time. Okay, so come back up to standing. Let's pull one knee up just for a little hold and then switch. So we're going to alternate 30 seconds of walking with the upper body moves. As I mentioned, we have 5 different upper body moves, and it's going to be 15 minutes. So we'll do walking and then one of the moves, walking in the second, and go through all 5 like that. And then we'll cycle through those same 5 exercises for the upper body 2 more times for a total of 15 minutes. Okay, so last one here, then spread your legs out nice and wide. We're just going to lean off to one side and then the other. Open up those hips a little bit. And we'll just do one more each side. That's great. And then let's do just a few body weight squats here. Get those glutes fired up. And we'll just do 2 more. Excellent. Now we'll just do a few hip rolls in and out, alternating sides. And let's do one more each side. And then let's do, oops, I forgot what I was going to do, a few toy soldier kicks. My brain is going a mile a minute this morning, but not on the things I should be focused on. What does that tell you? I'm like out to lunch. Just one more each side here. Okay, and then let's just do a little twist. Get that torso warmed up a bit more. Let's do an upper head reach and pull down behind. And one more. And then let's just do an arm circle forward and back. Just on this side of the body for a minute. Not a whole minute, just a few seconds. And let's switch up to the other side. Get that shoulder girdle warmed up. I'm going to try and focus down. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Take any little last minute movements that you need, and then let's get into the workout. All right, so we're in our first interval of walking here. So we're moving those arms, we're moving the legs. Remember, the focus of the walking portion is to get the heart rate up, to get our cardiovascular system working well. And you can stay in one place, but you can certainly move around. Sideways, side to side is always a great thing. And now we're going to go down, and our first upper body move is a push-up. So come on down to the ground. You can do this from your toes, or you can do it from your knees. I'll be honest, I'm not feeling particularly strong today, and my lower back is feeling a little uncomfortable today. So I'm going to stick to my knees. That's just fine. You have to be where you are today. So we have just a few more seconds, and then we're going to hop right back up to walking. Okay, so right back up we get. And again, you can stand in place. You can go side to side. That lateral movement is so important for us. We don't do a lot of it. Most of us don't, run our errands, go to the grocery store, clean our house by moving sideways. So it's not something we do very often. All right, next up we're going down for our tricep dips. So I'm going to come on down. And again, we're just going to dip. Bend those elbows back behind you. So I know I mention this every time I do a walking workout, but I just love them. They go by so quickly. And your heart rate is up the whole time. It's really a great way to work, especially if you're not someone who likes working out. Okay, so we're about to hop back up to walking. Yes, if you're someone who really dislikes working out, or just kind of like, working out, whatever, I don't want to, this is a great way to do it, because you can just put on some music that you love, walk around for 30 seconds, and then do a move for, it can be any move. We're doing upper body today, but I have lots of them on my channel, so be sure to check them out. So next up, we're going to do a plank with a shoulder tap. So come on down, hold your plank, and you're just going to tap opposite shoulder. And again, you can do it from your toes, or you can drop down to your knees. Whichever works for you. Make sure that your abdominals are pulled in tight. You can squeeze your glutes. Make sure your bottom is nice and tight as well. All of that will help to protect the lower back. So now we're coming back up to walking. So, it's only 30 seconds at a time of what we would call our exercise movement, right? So if you're doing, it can be high impact, it could be jump squats, you could be using weights. Like I said, today we're doing all upper body, but it's only 30 seconds and then you're back to walking again and you're like, well, I can walk, right? If you're able-bodied and you have the use of your legs and you're like, well, I can walk. Okay, we're doing these backward push-ups. So you're going to get down on your back, put your elbows out to the side, and you're going to push down into your elbows and lift your upper back. Hello, Boot. And it looks like Boot has decided to join us for a little visit. Now you can keep your legs in tabletop if you want. That's actually a good way to do it to protect the back. I think I like that. But you can also have your legs down and bent, or they could be flat. And we're back to walking already. So again, you can go backwards. You can go forwards. If you're someone who loves to dance, you could turn this into sort of dancing instead. But I always remind people when I work one-on-one with people, if you don't like working out, try a walking workout. They go by so quickly. Before you know it, you've done your 20 minutes. All right, now we're going to do an inchworm. So come down. We're just going to walk out. Hold the plank for just a moment. And then come and reach overhead. So this is the last of the 5 moves. So we're going to start cycling through them again for 2 more rounds. So what that means is we're already a third of the way through the workout. Okay, and back to walking. And you'll notice I'm not worried about missing a few seconds as I get into and transition between walking and the upper body move. It doesn't need to be that rigid. A few seconds here and there, I'm still doing something. I'm either transitioning from standing to the floor, or from the floor to standing, or from one move to another. So my body is still moving, and that's the important part. Okay, so push-ups. Reminder, you can be from your toes, and you can be from your knees. Both are excellent options. I'm definitely preferring being from my knees today. I know that I'm having better alignment because I'm choosing to be on my knees. And now we're going back to walking. So you'll notice I'm not rushing between the transitions because I don't want to risk injury. It's just not worth it. Like I said before, my body is still moving. My heart rate is still up. It's not like I'm just sitting on the ground for the extra 5 seconds, which would be fine too if you need a breather. But my body's still moving, so I'm still getting all the benefit. Tricep dips are next. So don't be quite so hard on yourself if it's so bend back. If you're not perfectly in line with the timer, I'm not. I'm a personal trainer. I'm not in line with my timer. I try my best. My workouts are effective. I see results, and that's what matters. So again, bending those elbows straight back behind you. And back up to walking. I know it's a lot of up and down, and I know a lot of you don't like up and down. And I do definitely try to make workouts where we stay down for longer periods of time and then we transition less often to standing. However, keep in mind that transition is very important in our lives. We transition all the time from sitting on the couch to standing up, from standing to going to bed at night, plank shoulder tap, getting out of bed at the morning, just even going to the washroom. I mean, right? If you have to sit down, and then you have to stand up again. So we transition all the time in our daily lives, bending down to pick something up and then standing up again. So transitions are important, and we need to try our best to learn to keep our balance when we do all of these daily activities. So back to walking. So of course, they should be part of our exercise routine as well. There is that saying, if you don't use it, you lose it. And it's so true. Unfortunately, I don't necessarily like it, but that doesn't make it untrue just because I don't like it. So next up, we're doing those backward push-ups again, where we use our elbows. So come on down. I am going to put my feet up in tabletop, and I'm going to push into the ground with my elbows so that I am raising my shoulders and my back off the ground. It's really working my bicep, it's really working my shoulders. And we're back up to walking. And see, but the sun is shining. I have the door open to the workout room and the sun is shining through the window. And both of my cats are sitting just off camera where the door is, in the sunshine, basking. It's like they're trying to make me jealous. They're sunbathing. Next up is inchworms. Well, I am working up a sweat. Okay, so walk it out. Hold that plank for a moment and walk it back in. Try really hard to make sure that your abdominals are nice and tight here to support that lower back. And my shoes are so squeaky. I don't know if you can hear that on camera. Okay, I think I've got time for one more, or mostly one more. And then we're back to walking. So that's 2 rounds done. We're 2/3 done. We're into our last cycle through. So we have to do each of those upper body exercises one more time, and then we'll be ready to cool down. So again, I'm just going to move around a little bit. And first up, we have push-ups, and I'm facing this way, so I'll do it this way this time. Now a reminder, you can go full body, or you can go knees. It's your choice. Upper body strength is something that I am always working on. I think a lot of women are. They feel like they're not as strong in their upper body as they are in the lower body. It's definitely the way for me, but that's okay. I keep working at it. Okay, back to marching. So push-ups are done for the day. Good job. I'm going to do some more backwards and forwards. I was out in the yard the other day, and we have some hill in our yard, and I was walking backwards uphill. Wow. That's something you don't do very often, and I felt it. So next up is tricep dips for the last time. So come on down. And again, elbows bend behind you. I haven't faced this way much during the workouts. Thought I'd mix it up. Plus I can see my kitties just outside the door sunbathing. Oh, to lead the life of leisure and be like a kitty. All right, we're going to get back up to walking now. So roll over, back up we get, and more walking. I'll do some sideways this time. And my heart rate has been up the whole time. And again, I can go backwards. I can go in circles if I just want to keep moving. That is just fine. We're going to do that plank shoulder tap for the last time today. So again, you can be full. And again, holding that tummy in nice and tight. Or you can be down on the knees. It doesn't matter. As long as you're protecting that back, as long as you're feeling like you are exerting yourself, challenging yourself, then that is the important thing. So just a few more seconds here. Excellent, back to walking. 2 more upper body exercises to go. We are nearly there. I feel energetic this morning. Which isn't always the case. Sometimes I normally tape on Tuesdays and I post on Tuesdays. I don't tend to post the one I've just taped. But we're going to do those backward push-ups again. And sometimes Tuesday morning I'm like, oh man, I got a tape. But today I'm like, all right, let's go. That is not always the case. I promise you that is not always the case. Okay, so pushing down with those elbows into the mat. I've got my feet down this time around. Again, it doesn't matter. Your legs could be straight. They could be bent like mine. They could be up in tabletop. Whatever's comfortable for your back. All right, back to walking. This is our last walking segment. And then we will finish with inchworms. I'm going to do some more backwards. I like backwards walking. I mean, I don't want to get my groceries while walking backwards, but I like doing it in the workout. It's fun. All right, inchworms, our last move here. So bending down, walking out. Just a pause here, and then coming back up. So really engage those abdominals on the way back especially. So yes, on the walk out, but especially walking back, you'll feel that pull right in the abdominals. That's good. That's protecting the lower back. They're very much connected, the core. Oh, well done. So let's just sort of move around a little bit, sort of walk a little bit to one side. And then the other, let that heart rate come down. And then let's just swing those arms and tap that heel in front. Try to get opposite arm as leg, or sorry, opposite arm on top every time you cross in the front. And again, we're cooling down, so we're not trying to get that heart rate back up. We're trying to let it come down. So, okay, and then just a little bit of a knee raise as you do those arms in a circle, forwards and backwards. Okay, that's great. And then let's see if we can balance and grab one foot behind us and do a nice quad stretch with that knee pointing straight down at the floor. Get a little stretch out through the quad from the walking. Just hold it for a moment. Sometimes helps. Some people feel it helps if they put their hand on their belly button. Okay, and we can switch sides. It's really good to try balance moves. Other people find that it really helps to just focus on one spot, sort of on the floor in front of you. That's what I do. But again, you'll find what works for you. And if you want to hold on to a chair or to the wall with your hand, that's just fine. We're trying to stretch the quad. If you can work the balance in as well, that's great. But the main focus is to stretch out, the quad. And see, I lose my balance. Okay, let's put one leg behind us, and we're going to roll those hips under and get the hip flexor in front. And let's take the same arm and pull it across the body and also get a shoulder stretch at the same time. All right. Oh, it feels good to stretch. Saying thank you to my muscles. Thank you, muscles, for working so hard. Okay, and I'm going to turn around and switch sides here. So again, foot behind, roll those hips under, and I'm going to take my arm again and pull it across my body. The shoulder, the tricep, the upper back is getting a nice stretch out here. Okay, and let's just pull one arm overhead and pull down and really get some extra tricep here. We did tricep dips and those backward push-ups, and that's really getting the triceps in there. And then let's switch and do the other side. I'm just swaying my hips back and forth a bit. It feels good. Okay, and then let's come down to the mat, and let's just put the heel on the opposite knee like a seated figure 4 and just push into it and feel the stretch in the glutes. You might feel it a bit in the hamstrings, the hamstrings back here, and you might feel it a bit in the quad on the front, but we're really getting the glute mainly here. Excellent, and then let's just do the other side. All right. Oh, that feels good. I have a tight hip on this side, I think, because I can really feel that. Excellent. Give me a thumbs up before you go. Be sure to meet me back here next time. If you need more stretching, check out some of my other stretch videos. I have over 150 workouts on my channel for you to peruse. So go and check it out and try something different. I will see you in the next workout.